I do want to take. Let's take. I know you were interested in Allistair's call.
Yeah, I'm curious because I don't know where we're going with it. Allistair in Canada, it says in the notes. It's interesting. It says in the notes that your audiophile beliefs regarding certain bits of audio tech parallels a lot of religious beliefs. Please tell me how because I'm an audiophile.
Okay.
And so I want to know how that makes me more or less likely, to be, hit me.
Yeah, I should say some audiophiles. Like this goes back mostly to the 80s, I guess.
Okay.
80s and 90s when home audio systems was a really big thing.
Yeah, people had these giant speakers. Yeah.
Yeah. And there are, all these battles between companies and various people. They'd say, okay, my system sounds the best or that sounds the best. And they'll come up with all this new, super expensive equipment. But there's a fringe group, I'd say, that will say, okay, well, the speaker cables make a difference. And basically it's just wires connecting equipment to another. And you have companies that sell, audiophile, quote unquote, cables for hundreds or thousands of dollars. And people would say they could hear a difference between the two.
I know, isn't that weird?
Argument. Yes.
Yeah.
I've had arguments by even with close relatives who say, or one person in particular that claims that it does make a difference, and I could show electrically that there is no difference.
Absolutely.
And there'll be no winning the argument.
And just for people who are wondering what the hell we're talking about, there still are actually companies that will sell basic cables and put a massive upcharge on them. Let's say you're talking about an HDMI cable, and that HDMI cable is connecting from your TV to your cable box. You can buy a crazy expensive HDMI cable, and it still does the same thing. There have been tests that determine whether or not these really expensive cables do better than these really poor, or much cheaper or more reasonable cables. You can get ones that are sturdier, sure. You can get ones that aren't going to, bend. They're more likely to be shielded, but you're not getting better video or audio quality.
Correct.
Interesting. Yeah. And the other thing is, when people think that they spent a lot of money on a quality thing, then you do have that placebo.
Call it confirmation bias.
Well, and not just confirmation bias, but it's kind of a placebo effect, because I'm not going to say that their experiences, that they're lying about their experience, right? If I gave you sugar pills and told you that they were going to cure your headache, odds are, if you believed me, that placebo would help. And it's an amazing thing. And so I think that playing into that placebo is also partially it. But I know that we've kind of gone far afield of probably what you wanted to talk about. So go ahead.
No, not really. Yeah, well, I've seen the company selling literal, almost blocks of wood, where you could put your speaker cables on these to raise it off the floor to improve the sound that way. So I'm thinking, would it be unethical if I were to sell this into people that are, I guess, willing to pay a lot of money for blocks of wood that they believe?
Oh, so V and I have that conversation plenty. The idea of us becoming prosperity doctrine, sow your seed money, we're ex-atheist YouTubers. Don't think it hasn't crossed our minds, but the fact is we couldn't live with ourselves.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's got to be the person you see in the mirror, and you're ultimately going to be deciding whether or not you like that person. And I don't know. Could you?
No, I was thinking about that for a while, but yeah, you are correct. It's, again, how honest every individual wants to be.
Yeah,
this is a very.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, no, I was saying I realize this is a very niche topic.
It really is.
So I'm almost embarrassed to call in.
That's okay.
Next time I'll talk about... Okay.
That's okay. That's a lot of fun. Allistair, thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. No, I'll talk about spirituality next time. It's one thing I can't get out of my mind. But
okay, sounds
Absolutely.
Good. We had another caller in last week who was worried about the call. You guys are doing great. We're not lying to you when we say that we enjoy these conversations and this is what we want to do. And the fact is, it's our damn show. And so when it comes to whether or not it's right for the show, we're the ones who get to decide it.
Yeah.
So anyway.